Chapter 2: Affirming Your Abilities. Now that you have a clear idea of your strengths, it's time to begin affirming or recognizing your abilities. This may seem like the same thing, but it's quite different. Your strengths are things that you're naturally good at or that you have become good at. Your abilities, on the other hand, are all about your potential. One major step in building your confidence is becoming aware of your potential for growth. So, the exercise of writing down your strengths was a good start, and likely it gave you an insight into your capabilities. Now you need to explore those capabilities a bit further. So what I want you to do is to take another sheet of writing paper or even take your journal, which is even better. Because as you go through this Unshakable Confidence building book, I want you to be able to write in one book. That way you can get to review everything that you've written and get over it again and again until your confidence is truly unshakable and strong. So go ahead and take another sheet of paper and write down everything that you've ever attempted, not succeeded at yet, but anything that you've simply tried to do. Your list can include things that are obvious like walking, exercising, cooking, driving, taking classes, dancing, dating, eating, drinking, working, starting a business, swimming, and so on. Also, include the things that you may have tried once, like skydiving, singing, marriage, business, and so on. After you've written down everything you can think of, look over your list and put a check mark next to the things in which you have experienced success. Even if you were only successful slightly at something you only tried once, it wasn't a complete disaster, so check it as success. Did you know that one definition of success is a favorable result? Success is having a favorable result. That insight changes your perspective, doesn't it? Because many a time we think success is when you complete something and it's completely done and completely successful. But no, when you get a favorable result of even trying, that's success. Now take a look at the list again. Are the majority of the items on the list checked? I bet you they are, because if you tried it, you were successful at trying. Why do you think that that's important? Because it means that simply trying something once or more than once will result in a certain measure of success. It means that you're not as stupid or as ineffective as you may have thought or as you think. If you were even moderately successful at the items that are on your list, doesn't it follow that you were successful and that you could and you will be successful at other things too? When you really get this and you really get to understand it and give yourself credit for everything that you're doing and trying, it's a huge insight. Okay. Now, what if you only have a couple of items checked off and the rest on your list are unchecked? First, reconsider whether you're being too hard on yourself, which in many cases, we all are hard on ourselves. Is your concept of success in balance? Success doesn't have to mean perfection. If you were able to do well at something, even slightly well, or receive any kind of favorable result from it, that is success. Let's expand a bit on what is meant by favorable result. This doesn't have to be exclusive to external results. It can absolutely include favorable internal results. Well, here's a good example of a favorable internal result. Let's say you had to give a presentation at work and you were terrified of public speaking. You knew you couldn't back out of giving the presentation, so you forced yourself to do it. So even if you completely bombed and the presentation was terrible, you would still probably feel a sense of pride that you did it. You did your best. Facing a fear is absolutely a favorable result. Secondly, understand that the number of items checked off on your list doesn't matter a bit. Even if you only have one item checked off, it still stands to reason that if you were successful at one thing, you can be successful at many other things. So go easy on yourself and give yourself credit for everything that you have tried and everything that you have done so far.